Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sexline TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a Mania.
What else will you get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime. And that is on the ancestors, baby. Well. Hello to everybody. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the show. Okay. We need to do top comment of the day. Top commenters of the day go to... Okay, so what? They were the first one in here, so thank you for that. Thank you very much, and I'll tell my father happy belated birthday. Thank you. What's today? His birthday? It's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. Right. Thank you, Icy Brazy, for being the second top commenter of the day. And of course, one of my moderators, Donnie, was the third top commenter of the day. So shout out to everybody who came in here bright and early. Y'all was in here at 10:12. It was a lot of y'all that was in here at 10:12. One of my other moderators, Rico, was in here at 10:12. Pierre, Janelle, and of course, Kayla. She's an honorary moderator. But Kayla was in here as well at 10:12. Thank y'all for coming in early and ready to start the show. Okay. Hello, King Khalil. How are you? Hello, Kwan. How are you? And of course, another moderator is here in Aaliyah. All right. I took notes this time. So, the show opened up with Carmelo Hayes and Noam Dar sparring back and forth verbally. We had a lot of black people in the ring today. I was very happy about that. No one was the only little spot of milk in them sea of Oreos, okay? He was the only little spot of milk in them double fudge, double stuffed Oreos that was out there, okay? It was a lot of blackness. And it looked nice, okay? They had their little quips going back and forth. Lash at your car was giving you all the feels, okay? Oro got to get a little bit more swag, but he was okay. He wasn't bad, I like this little entourage that Noam Dar has. And I like the fact that all of them black, okay? I love that. I appreciate that. And I respect it, okay? Now, I know, Kayla, I'm starting off with Noam Dar and Carmelo Hayes. Okay, relax. Now, Noam Dar and Carmelo went back and forth. Carmelo obviously was talking about him being able to beat Braun Breaker once again for all and being done with him. And Noam Dar was coming out there because he too retained his championship and he wanted to be celebrated because the Heritage Cup is a longer championship. It has a better lineage according to Noam Dar, and he just feels like it's overall superior when NXT Championship does outrank the Heritage Championship. Let's just keep it real. Okay? Now, as they continued to spar and go back and forth, it was very clear what Noam Dar was trying to do. He wanted to goat Carmelo Hayes into a match, and it worked. Carmelo Hayes accepted the match. They set it up. It was the main event for the night. Now, the show opener for the show was Gigi and JC's match with the steel cage, with the steel weaponized match. Okay. Gigi didn't even get a chance to come out there and finish her entrance. Um, Gigi didn't even get a chance to finish her entrance. So as soon as she came out there, JC attacked. Both of them was going in on each other. It was a nice match between the two girls. Gigi was a little softer on JC than JC was on her. You can kind of tell watching the match, but for the most part, I believe that both girls had an equal opportunity to shine, and I give the match a solid 7 out of 10. In the end, JC was the one who ate the pin. She's the one who went through the table, and Gigi was standing tall in the corner of that steel cage. She won. The feud is over, and I'm just glad that they had a nice build up finish to their feud, and we wasn't stuck trying to figure out what they're going to do with JC and Gigi. So I'm glad that they were able to handle it the way that they did. That weaponized steel cage match was a good idea. I just wish they would have had it at NXT Battleground. I felt like Battleground was the perfect pay-per-view for that style of match. But I guess they felt like it was going to be overkill if they would have had Dijak and Ilya doing the last man standing. And I think it would have caused them to go over time due to the fact that they had Noam Dar going up against Dragon Lee for the Heritage Cup. So it was a lot going on and not enough time to do it in. I wish they would have allotted enough time because that would have given us a second women's match on that card for NXT Battleground. It would have made the pay-per-view a little bit more balanced and not so masculine heavy. Okay? With all that being said, let's move on to some other matches that happened on the show. So, we saw Cora Jade, fuck ass Cora was in the back running off her mouth mad because her blood vessels busted in her eye because she can't take no punches. Okay, so Cora mad because Lyra Valkyria busted her in the face and her eye messed up, but she was bragging about messing up Lyra Valkyria, bragging about everything that she didn't do, which was win the women's championship at NXT Battleground, and then she was bitching and complaining about how she didn't make it. Now Ivy came back there and was just like, "Girl, shut the fuck up." Okay. We don't want to hear all of that. She was like, any of us would have loved the opportunity to be in that tournament. Your ass was in it. You need to be grateful, bitch. Okay? You need to be grateful of that and stop complaining because we tired of hearing it. Cora was like, don't get on me because Ava Rain came out there and beat your ass. Okay? You're mad because your boys lost and Ava Rain beat your ass. Ivy went for the gutter. She was like, "Girl, I bust you in your other eye, have make you have matching eyes, bitch." I just playing. I wish you would have. Ivy went off on her ass. Okay, Ivy was not having it. She was not having it. So the match was set between the two girls. It was Ivy versus Cora, and for the most part, later on in the night when they actually had the match, for the most part, that match was okay. She was like, "I'd be champ right now," and everybody was like, "I don't know about that, girlie." Everybody was looking at her like, Tatum was like, what? How that I feel? Girl, how your eye feel? It's all right. Shoot, it's all right. Y'all ever seen Baby Boy when Yvette called her friend? She'd be like, "Don't be crispy, whooping your ass all over the place." Oh yeah, that's right, girl. How your eye feel? Her friend be like, "Oh, it's all right. Shoot, it's all right." Jody just want to play with your emotions. Oh God. Okay, I've had enough. Okay. They had a match, and for the most part, the match was okay. But Ava came down there and interfered again. Now, earlier in the night, the Dyad went up against, oh fuck, who was it? I gotta get to my notes. I gotta get to my notes. It was Tyler Bate. The Dyad went up against Tyler Bate and Wesley. Of course, they were sent by Joe Gacy, because Joe Gacy wanted to send another message that he wasn't done with Wesley. Well, during this match, Ivy got attacked. Ivy attacked Ava Rain again, and they were going at it. But we also got some other tea because Mustafa Ali showed up in NXT. Mustafa Ali is a free agent, so he showed up at NXT, came down to where Vic and Booker T was, and sat down there on commentary. Now, towards the end of the match, Tyler Bate and Wesley both won the match against the Dyad. And of course, Joe Gacy came in there and attacked West and Tyler Bate, to which Mustafa Ali came in and saved them both. Now, shout out to Nicole, because I distinctly remember Nicole saying that Ali should have went to NXT and had a similar situation that Apollo Crews had. She had said it on our podcast various times and over here on the lives a couple of times throughout the year. She had been saying it, especially the closer we got to the draft. That was the one thing that she was saying and preaching about for a while. So shout out to her, because she usually is right. Okay, she is always, always, always hitting it on the money when it comes to that kind of stuff. So shout out to her for that. But Ali is a free agent. So Ali is well within his right to pop up on the NXT roster, which I like, because this gives Ali another opportunity to showcase what he's truly capable of. He's a star, and that pop that he got from that NXT crowd was sensational. Okay, and it was well deserved because of the type of match that he put on with Gunther, and that almost possibility that he could have won. Like, there were so many instances. I'm so glad that he's down there, because Ali has potential to be great. And I really, really, really wish that they would give him a title while he's there in NXT. I really hope that they do. But that was a great pop that we got from Ali. And it was a little snack for what we got towards at the end. Okay. Now listen. Scripps was talking to let me go back to Cora and Ivy. I'm sorry. Cora and Ivy had a match towards the end of the night, and in the match, like I said, it was pretty decent. But Ava interfered in this match after the attack that Ivy got on her during the match with the Dyad and Wesley and Tyler Bate. Cora ended up taking advantage of it and was able to pin Ivy for the win. But Ava is the one who really gave Cora that assist in that particular match. Now, Danny came out there crying and whining about her getting her chance to see who the NXT anonymous person was. They attacked her friend and they attacked her, and it was just so fucking dramatic. And we all sitting there like, child, it's Blair Davenport. It is the skunk of the West and the East and everywhere. It's her. We all know it's Blair. Blair always looked like she smelled like stale coffee and cigarette butts. It was her. She came out there, hit the girl, took the girl out in her nice little mini skirt and boots. And she's standing in the middle of the ring asking everybody if they missed her. No. I didn't even know you was gone. If we being honest, like I didn't even realize you was gone, sis. So I mean, you popped up for a moment, and then that moment was over. Thank you, and that was it. I'm like, okay, girl, not dog piss. He said she looked like she smelled like dog piss. I didn't know that she was gone. I didn't even know she was there, to be honest with you. So it really don't matter to me. But they gave her a nice little spot, and then she in the middle of the ring doing her little pose or whatever. I was like, okay, anybody want something from the store? I'm finna go to the store. Y'all want something? No. Okay, girl, I'll be back. I mean that was it. That was it. Honestly, now Scripps ran up on Axiom, and Axiom is a little hesitant, to talk to Scripps, but his name is Reggie. Reginald, he's as cute as a button. Now he's a koala. He'll never be able to live that down with me. He always gonna be Reginald the CIA koala bear. Okay. Anyway, he told Axiom, "Thank you for unmasking him." I guess that took that whatever that mental chokehold he had on him, that unmasking, lifted his spirits and brought him back to a new reality where he could live as Scripps and still be his unapologetic self. I guess. And Axiom just told him, "You welcome." I guess. I don't know. This the motherfucker crazy. That's basically how he was acting. He like, this nigga crazy. I don't even know how to take this. Like, okay, girl. Anyways, Tiffany Stratton had her celebration. I refuse to call it a Tiffy bration, okay? I don't like the name Tiffy. I'm not a fan of that. Just Lord help me get through this. Anyway, Tiffany Stratton was out there gloating for the rest of the world that she has, finally ascended to her rightful place on top of the mountain in the women's division. She came out there with them stiletto shoes that's too big for her feet, and that one piece from there was a store that used to be on the internet called amyclubwear.com, and it had real cheap clothes for like next to nothing. You could buy them one piece cat suits, and you could buy like club shoes, stripper attire, stuff like that was sold on this particular website. This was way back in the day, before the internet became what it is now. The internet, when shopping on the internet was still kind of new. You know what I'm talking about, babe? So like, this website sold the type of shit that Tiffany had on. It was real cheap, lace material, or it was real stretchy, shiny style material, stuff that you will order in the mail and it come in the mail and it smell like nail polish. That's the kind of shit she had on today. And then she had on some real cheap Dolls Kills shoes. Now I don't know if they was Dolls Kill, but they remind me of like real cheap platform Dolls Kill shoes. Okay. Um, and they was too big for her feet. They didn't fit her feet. She looked a mess. The only thing, everything from head to the top of her ponytail to the bottom of her neck, all of that was cute. But the rest of it was just a mess. I didn't like it. And I wasn't a big fan of her ponytail either. And one thing I want the white girls to really understand is when you put a ponytail on, babe, I don't care how many hairs you wrap around the base of that ponytail. If your bottom hair, if your hair is that dirty blonde S color where it's like you got that fading blonde hair, your ponytail, it need to match that. It need to have some type of fading to it as well. Like it don't. It was like super platinum blonde. It wasn't looking realistic. It looked fake. Even though it probably was, it just looked fake. Y'all gotta learn how to blend your hair a little bit better, baby. I gotta learn how to blend it better than that. But anyways, I digress. She was in the ring gloating and giving everybody all the blues in the world. And this was the longest, cringiest promo I've ever seen, and I just in a long time, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I knew it was gonna be something like this, and it's mainly because she's not good at cutting promos. I really wish they would give her a manager, somebody that's going to talk for her, that can really, really talk. I really wish they would have gave Robert Stone to her, because I feel like he would have been just the one piece that would have put her over the top. Like, I feel like Tiffany's in ring work is solid. There's not much to critique right there. You know what I'm saying? But if she would have had somebody like Stone, or if she would have had a character like Chelsea Green, not necessarily wrestling wise, but Chelsea Green's persona wrapped up in a manager to be out there talking for her, it would have worked and it would have hit. It would have hit. But there, she don't have, and I'm like, I don't know what she can do other than to get a bodyguard to be in there with her to hire. You know what? You know what I feel like WWE should have did? They should have had. Now I know Noam Dar has Lash and everything, and I'm all cool with that. You know, they should have had either Lash be a manager or had Maxine be pulled back to NXT and let her be Tiffany's manager, because those between those two, Maxine got it. Maxine got the mouthpiece. Maxine got the look. Maxine can do that. Okay. Right now, we ain't sure where Maxine's in ring work is, but obviously she there, so she must have some skill, right? But we know Maxine could have been her manager. It would have worked out if Maxine was her manager. I'm gonna lean more towards Maxine than Lash Legend. Lash a little too hood for Tiffany Stratton, so I'm gonna lean more towards Maxine. Maxine got a better aesthetic in terms of how she looks. Her and Tiffany would mesh well. She could interfere in Tiffany's matches, maintain her on the top. That would have worked. And she could have cut this promo for Tiffany tonight and just had Tiffany come out there and just say a little bit, just enough to get the crowd involved, and then let Maxine run the show from there. Because Tiffany was struggling today, and I just was not. I wasn't gonna even torture myself to listen to all of it. It was giving. Now, do y'all remember back in the day when Alicia Fox was the champion, and Alicia Fox was out there and all the girls was out there, and Alicia had beat everybody. Alicia had beat everybody. So they was bringing Melina back during this time. I cannot remember the year that was, but they was bringing Melina back, and Alicia Fox was out there, and she was like, "I beat everybody. Nobody can touch me." And then Melina's music hit, and Alicia Fox got taken out by Melina, and Melina basically screamed, "I'm back," and took her out. That's what it was given, but. All them girls got mad. They got mad at her because she was sitting up there talking. It wasn't cash shit. It was, she was just talking shit. And she came out there. All the girls got in the ring. Thea was the first one to go in there because Tiffany asked. She was like, "I don't even know why you're out here." And I said, "Chow." Okay. I'm gonna come in there and hit you in your face. She came in there and forearmed the girl in her face. Roxanne and them all got in the ring. Kiana, Fallon, all of them, they all went in that ring and went after her ass. They almost snatched the ball, but she was able to roll out of there. And then Lyra Valkyria kicked her ass right in her face. And child, she's standing out there crying. I said, "Girl, stop that damn crying. Ain't no crying in wrestling. It's my day. It's my celebration." No, girl. Ain't no damn crying in wrestling. Ain't no damn crying in wrestling, bitch. What is wrong with you? Oh, Donnie, that is one of my favorite movies. I have that movie on Apple TV and I bought it on YouTube. I love that movie. That is one of my favorite movies. I know that movie backwards and forwards. I love that movie so much. You talking about Death Proof? Don said you got it on DVD. I love that movie.
Cause like if I want to go outside my park and do my laundry at night, and I don't want nobody trying to stop me.
Don't do your laundry at midnight then. Fuck that. I do my laundry. I'm the fuck I want to do my laundry.
Wow, wow, that's motherfucker.
She's like, you carry a gun? Yeah. Motherfucker trying to rape me. I love that movie. They whooped his ass. I'm watching that tonight. I'm watching that tonight. That's a good movie. If y'all have never seen Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof, you're missing out. It's such a good movie. It is such a woman forward, vengeful movie. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, child, she was crying. She was crying because everybody. Yes, Donnie with me. He's like, bitch, I'll be your back cracking slave. Whatever you want it, you got it. You ain't gotta say anything. You just gotta be like, bitch, get over here and get busy. Fine. You cut my back. And whenever I get out the shower, you put lotion on my butt. Deal. I love that movie. I'm sorry. But child, Dre gotta blow his bed up, and then I need to take I need to take the controller and turn his Apple TV on for him. Please. Because you gotta go to bed in like 20 minutes. You need to be getting in the bathroom, getting yourself together, and you also need to lay down. Don't forget this. And fill yours up too. You need to drink some water. Have you drank water tonight?
I'm working on my third one.
That's your third one for the day?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to check on you, honey. Anyway. Yeah, child, she was crying because they all whooped her ass because she was talking shit about them and they ain't like that shit. So they all whooped her ass. And then she got out of the ring crying with a little ponytail crooked and shit. Didn't nobody care. Anyway. So earlier in the night, we saw Tony D taking his his mugshot picture because he going to prison. Well, jail. Okay, that's what they said. He going to jail. Somebody read it out, Tony D'Angelo, and it seems like Gallus was the one who did it. Gallus was sitting over there making fun of him. Stacks went over there to confront them, and of course they denied it. But it's possible that Joe Coffey and them did it. Now Stacks got beat up. They beat the shit out of Stacks, and he got his ass up and still had a match with fuck ass Joe Coffey. Now I don't know what's wrong with Joe Coffey, but he looked like he be on meth. He reminds me of a fresh meth head, the kind that just started the meth, Jared, and they sweat a lot. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? It's okay.
You one better. He looked like that episode. He looked like Peter from the episode of Family Guy when he took that bump. And he like all of a sudden the camera cut and you hear the snare and he come back. I'm so fucking ready to shoot through the damn ceiling.
Yeah. No dead ass. That's a good one. One thing about Thea, she may be small, but she gonna fight. Okay. Joe Coffey's a little snitch anyways. It was probably him. Child. I don't know, but Stacks did his damnedest in that match against Joe Coffey and them. Now, ultimately, Stacks ended up losing that match, but he said, Tiff, I'm glad you said that because my mother came in and said, why he look like a meth head? See, I told you. He look like he is on dope. They need to blood test that man. He look like he on that shit. I'm telling you, he look like he on that shit. Something wrong with him. For reals. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, Stacks was taking on Joe Coffey in Tony D's honor, and they still trying to figure out a way to get Stacks to get Tony out of jail. But ultimately Stacks could not best Joe Coffey, but he looked really, really good in that match. Stacks has really developed in his wrestling capabilities as of lately, and in that character, being with Tony D, he has really evolved into an actually really good persona and a very good wrestler. He's always been a good wrestler, but he's really taken his persona seriously and he's presenting it forward. You can see it. You're not like second guessing it. You know what he is and you know what he's capable of and where he could possibly go. It's a really good thing with Joe with Stacks. So I like Stacks. I'm glad that he's there and I'm glad that he's doing great. I just want him to get a little bit more traction and he could have had that match with Joe Coffey. I feel like in that match Joe Coffey didn't need to win that. I don't see what the fucking point was of Joe Coffey winning, but it would have made a good point to have Stacks win that match. Stacks needed a W. Stacks needed a good push. You feel me? But it is what it is. I'm not going to, be shitting on it too much. Um Now, we got a nice little package between Dijak and Ilya throughout the show, and they are marketing Ilya to return next week. Now, I don't know what all this mean or who Ilya's next opponent will be, but he is set to return next week. Damon Kemp will be going up against, what's his name, Eddie Thorpe? Is it Thorpe? It's Thorpe. So Damon Kemp is going to be going up against Eddie Thorpe. Now, for whatever reason, Damon Kemp has been just getting underneath people's skin. He is like a roach that just will not die. I don't know what your issue is. You and that juicy ass Soul Glow S curl got to go.
That shit was dry.
You got to go, babe. You got to go. I don't know what you're doing. Is you perm rolling the hair before you get up every day? I don't know what's going on, but you got to go. You and them tiny balls of yours and that Soul Glow S curl got to go. And that heavy lift. I don't know what's going on. But it's a lot of people in WWE with speech impediments. It's a lot. It'll get hit too hard. It's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all. Y'all need to take some lessons. Duolingo, Babbel. They got stuff where you can learn how to speak eloquently. You know what I'm saying? But you tiny balls, you got to go. Because for whatever reason, you find it humor and you find a lot of, I guess you could say, comfort in antagonizing other people, but you'll never follow through on the shit. Every time you do this to somebody, you end up getting your ass whooped in the end. Like the last time you did that, you wrestled that person and they beat your ass. So I'm hoping Eddie Thorpe beats your ass too. Maybe that'll help knock some sense into your stupid ass. Cause something about you is off. I don't know what it is. I feel like you peep in women's windows. I think you a peeper. You, your tiny balls, and your S curl, your Soul Glow S curl, are very much some peepers. Okay, I think you got a micro penis and you be looking in people's windows. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. And I eat that. Okay, but I don't think I am. I think it run in the family too. But I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that. Anyway, next week we got a couple of things. Okay, there's gonna be a women's battle royal next week. I'm assuming to determine the number one contender for Tiffany Stratton's NXT Women's Championship. Okay. It's also gonna be Tiny Balls versus Eddie Thorpe next week. Okay. And then the Diane and Ava are probably gonna go up against Ivy and the Creed brothers next week as well. Those matches seem to be set in motion. Now there was some backs behind the scenes stuff that happened. Okay, just a little quick quip. All right. Hank and Tank seem to be developing as a nice little duo and team, which I did say once they put them out there as a team that was a real cute mix. That was a nice little setup. That's a good tag team right there. Okay, because we haven't seen Brooks and Briggs in a while, have we? They ain't been on TV in a minute. Fallon been doing her little thing, but we ain't seen them. Jerry, where they at? You think they still there? No.
I don't know.
Well, it is what it is. We ain't seen Broken Hearted and his older brother in a while. So I don't know what's going on, but I like this little couple of Tank and Hank. I think they're real cute together. And I think they're gonna make a nice little tag team. Two big boys out there possibly slapping meat with other men. That's nice. That's a nice little mix up. Okay, they was back there, making everybody know that they are really in sync after they fought each other. And Malik and Idris was back there, and they was like, "Yo, you got to do a lot more work than just know each other's favorite color and favorite food." And they was like, "We can do it on command. Look, 1, 2, 3, boom." And Malik and Idris was like, "I can do that. We can do that, right? We can do that. What's the favorite time to work out?" They did not get it right. What's your favorite pizza topping? Pepperoni, pineapple. It didn't work out, babe. And it was like, we got to get in sync. And Malik was like, we are not fighting each other. He was like, it could work to help us reset. It was crying and shit. Child. Final match of the night. The final big kahuna, the big reveal. We are getting to that, okay? Because what had happened was Carmelo and Noam Dar got into it. Okay, they were fighting. Now, one thing about Noam Dar, you can say a lot of things. He's a little pissant. He gets on your nerves, but that little man can wrestle. Okay, and they was going back and forth. It was tit for tat. Now, Noam Dar got a whole entourage. It's 3 motherfucking people out there with him. Trick Williams only was the only one out there for Carmelo Hayes. Okay, now towards the middle of the match, though Oro Mensah was getting a little too hyphy, so Trick Williams knocked his ass to the floor. Okay, the ref saw it, kicked him out. All right, now that left Lash, Oro, and motherfucking Jakara out there. And they interfered in the match, causing a distraction for the ref, which allowed Oro Mensah to take out Trick Carmella. Now, I was waiting for Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee to come out there. They didn't come out till towards that time. So once they came out there, they took Oro off the mat, beat him down a little bit, left Jakara and Lash on the other side, and that gave Carmelo the opening to take out Noam Dar and retain his championship. But and he gave a little nod to Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazier after he got done winning the match. But you remember, Trick Williams was ejected, so Carmelo was left all alone. And that's when fuck ass Corbin came out there and took that man's head the fuck off. When I say he came out there and bust that nigga in the back of his head like he was a thief in the night, tore that baby's head up. You hear me? Got him in the ring and hit him with that deep six. I say a lot of shit about Corbin, but I fucking love that deep six. I love that damn move so much. That is one of my favorite moves. It truly is. I love that move. Oh, it's so damn good. It's so damn good. Anyway, he hit that deep six and Carmelo was laid at. And he was holding up Carmelo's championship over his lifeless body in the middle of that ring. Now we got 2 free agents coming into NXT tearing up. My Mustafa Ali in the mid card and Baron Corbin trying to go after that NXT championship. Baby, when I tell you NXT is getting ready to get hot. Now all they had to do was have a female come in for the women's division down there and we be straight. Zoe's no longer there. So the only vets that they have, if you want to call them vets, would be Gigi, JC, Roxanne, Cora. Um And that's it. Everybody else is newbies. Now you got Kiana, Fallon, Tatum, Ivy down there. You got a lot of girls down there, but you don't have no seniority down there with somebody to help usher in this new era. I don't know who they can pull, but maybe send Shotzi back down there. Shotzi could use a little tweaking and go back down to NXT. Personally, I don't mind Shotzi going back down there, but yeah, no. He said it's time for them to chill. But Tank and Hank should make Briggs and Jimson go heel. But I said Malik needs to pick up the Velveteen Dream gimmick. Eh, it was the end of days, and it's a brutal move. Okay. Sonya and Chelsea need to be out, but Isla. Sonya and Chelsea can go down there. That's fine. That's our last hope. Despite Lash not being new, she's not ready yet. She's not the one that will be leading the women's division down there. They should send Piper down there. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think Piper's just fine on the main roster. When they get ready to use her, she's going to be great. Thank you. Dana would have been an okay choice to go back down too. Send Emma down there. I call Baron. Okay. Did you see the rumors about WWE release coming in June or July? They do releases every year. As far as I know, these are going to be minor releases. If they release someone, it's not the end of the world. People can always revive themselves and end up coming back to the WWE, or there are plenty of other places for them to go and perform and be great. New Japan is one of them. AEW is one of them if they have the space. Um, MLW, Impact is doing pretty decent. So they have plenty of spaces where they can go. I would send Emma down to not even to lead the division, but just so she can find her character again, like Mandy did. Mandy didn't find her character. She was always that character. She just wasn't gonna be able to gain traction on the main roster and be that kind of a character. I'll put it this way. When it comes to Mandy was able to shine in that area because a lot of the girls in NXT are inexperienced. On the main roster, she stands out because she's pretty, but she also got exposed often in regards to how good she was and what she was really capable of. Sonya is the better wrestler and the better persona out of both of them. The only thing that set Mandy apart from Sonya is that she was sexy to a lot of people. And quite frankly, to me, that's just not enough. Sonya had everything. She still does. Sonya's got the mouthpiece. Sonya can wrestle. Sonya got everything, but Sonya doesn't want to be the sex symbol style character. It was very easy for Mandy to slip into that role and do it in NXT. And then you've got two of budding stars with you with Gigi and JC. That made things a lot easier. There wasn't really any big stars in NXT during the time that Mandy decided to go back down there. She picked the right time to go. She went down there when the girls like Bianca, when the girls like Rhea, when the girls like Io, Dakota, all of them girls had left. Even Raquel, they were gone. So there was a vacuum there for big face stars, heel or face, doesn't matter. That vacuum was there, and she picked the right time to go back down there and be a star. Quite frankly, I feel like if she was on the main roster, she'd get pushed for sure, but she wouldn't have had the story run that she had in NXT. And if she did, people get tired of it really quickly. That's just it didn't really find she didn't really find anything. She just revamped the character that she already had. There really wasn't much of a revamping in that either. She just switched up her gear a little bit and came out there, you know. There really wasn't much to find for for Mandy, to be real. Haven't it's just been a lot of releases, but not wrestlers per se. I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. If you're asking me if there have been you're saying there's been a lot of office releases, but not wrestlers. They cut people last year, if I recall. They laid off some workers, but they've also rehired some people. But like I said, every year WWE does releases. AEW has been quietly letting people go, and nobody knows it. Like Blue Pants got fired from AEW, and she didn't even know she got fired. Everybody else in the company knew, but she did not know. So this isn't. It's not like it's not. It's not the end of the world. It's just they got to make cuts somewhere. You feel me? Yeah, not to mention all the PC talent that isn't improving will probably get let go because Cora is still finding her footing. It seemed like Cora is what she is, and a lot of people seem to like her like she is. I guess whatever works for y'all. Roxy wasn't there yet. All we had was Kaden and Katana. Okay. Blue Pants will find her way. Well, I mean, I didn't mention her because I had sympathy for her. I'm just saying cuts happen all the time, and she happened to be a cut that AEW made quietly, and they promised they would never do stuff like that, and they definitely did. So I'm saying for all of the shit that people really shit on WWE about, AEW does the exact same thing and no one says anything. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world that they have releases. It may seem that way for some superstars, and I can understand how they feel when they, have worked all their lives to finally get to this point, or they get picked up by WWE. They're moving into this space where they could possibly, be on TV, be a star, and all this other stuff, and they get cut, and it's hard, it's rough. I understand that. I'm not marginalizing their experience or saying that they shouldn't feel bad, but this is just a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? This is how things seem to work when it comes to working in an industry, period. You know what I'm saying? um Nothing is guaranteed, but you can make yourself undeniable and unforgettable. You can do that. So we're gonna move on. If you're a real bitch, clap your hands now. Hi, Kenny. Fantasy booking. If all the big wrestling companies had just bragging rights match WWE versus AEW versus New Japan versus Impact, who would you send from each company male wise? Because I'm not well versed in New Japan, I can't fully answer that question. If I were sending the best of the best from each company, Seth Rollins would be my first pick from WWE. If I were sending anybody else, I hate to say it probably would be somebody like JD McDonough, or I'd send Jey Uso, I'd send Solo, Kevin or Sammy, Bobby Lashley. Um, but my first choice, it would be Seth Rollins, or it would be AJ Styles. I probably would go to AJ Styles second. If I was going from AEW, I probably would go with like Ricky Starks. Um, what do you want, Tay? Hold on.
Still don't know my worth, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't desire. make it for life. Please relax, don't worry. Take your time. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you, I mean it. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you.
Yeah, so I probably would pick Ricky Starks, Will Hobbs. Um and I don't even like Will Hobbs, but as a wrestler, he's not bad. Uh Young Bucks are pretty decent wrestlers. They're not the greatest wrestlers in my opinion, but they're pretty decent. One of them, um, I mean, I would have to pick Kenny Omega just because he's hyped up. Gerard doesn't understand why people love him so much. He's like, he an average ass wrestler. What the fuck is the big deal? I was like, I don't
What
know.
I saw, I haven't seen nothing spectacular to make me go, ooh, all right, I see why everybody fucks with him. It's the show that's kind of dulling him down a little bit.
I mean, I guess.
I yeah.
Okay. Um, from Impact, Chris Bay. Um, as much as I can't stand Steve Macklin, he's an excellent wrestler, so I'd send Steve Macklin. If Nick Aldis, Kenny King, um, like I said, I don't really have much going with New Japan. That is not my field. It never has been and it never will be. So I can't give you that one. I saw this on Twitter, but do y'all think tag team members should be allowed to challenge for singles titles or just stick to the tag division? You're welcome. No, I think tag team members should be allowed to do whatever they're capable of doing. Um, I think it's weird to. You can throw that one away, that lipstick away. Let me see that. Yeah, this one is the red one. I never even wore this one. Hi, mom. You sick too?
No, I left that in the bathroom.
Yeah, give me that. Take some of that. What? Take some of that Corsi. You want the pills? It's hard to swallow. Yeah, take that. Cause you're not. None of y'all making me sick. None of y'all. Get you some. That'll help you sleep. Okay. If you want the one that don't make you sleep, you drink that. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Take some of that. Brown don't feel good either. You okay? Okay. I give you some day pills in the morning. You might be able to swallow them in the morning. Okay. I have to do you like I do Jared. Okay. Y'all got to take y'all medicine. Yeah. Everybody in here sick. And I don't want to hear Brown talking about he's sick too. Because once he gets sick, the whole house sick. I will walk around here with a whole mask and disinfectant. All of y'all. I'll be in the bubble somewhere. I'm not playing. Don't you come here and fake cough either because I know you. Don't you do it. She's horrible. Stop the fan so it blow up in the air, Jerry. She's just terrible sometimes. Blow it that way so it's gonna hit you in the face.
No, but when I have it that way, all the dust blow everywhere.
No, baby, this way. That's what I was asking. Ooh, I hate when you get sick. You a little Disney. You a little Disney, baby. And you can't do nothing because you sick. That was dirty. Get your little ashy feet in the bed. Go to sleep. Yep. Don't get married. It's a trap. Okay. They entice you with that big ass party, and it's just lies. It's just lies. No, I don't believe that. I believe that you should be able to do whatever you are capable of doing. If you are physically capable and there's nothing really going on with you as a tag team, you do not have to break up the tag team in order for a person to be successful as a singles competitor. I have said this multiple times. We've seen this in many tag teams and in many factions, with the Shield, with DX, with the Street Profits, with anybody else who has been in a faction. You can be
Hell,
successful.
the New Day, the real recent one.
Exactly. The New Day is a very big example of that. You can be successful as a singles competitor and still compete and still be in a tag team and represent that tag team fully. So I disagree with making them only stick to the tag team division. I don't like that. If they can elevate the group by winning singles titles, go for it. Agreed. Period. Okada is my number one pick. I don't know who any of these people are. I've heard their names before, but I don't know who any of these people are. It was interesting to me because a lot of people said no, they shouldn't be allowed to compete. That's because their marginalized minds only keep them in one little space. When you think small, you are small. I know who I'm sending. Me, me, me. Oh, and me. I can't remember. I thought Kenny was gonna say Nightman Switchblade. Well, he's in AEW right now. Don't really know what he's doing in AEW. He definitely wanted to go to WWE, and Triple H is probably kicking himself right now for fumbling that bag because he probably would have debuted after Mania or after Night of Champions would have been around the time that he debuted, which would have been an epic debut if we're being honest. So I don't know. But I don't think a lot of people are going to be in AEW in a couple of years. Ricky Starks being one of them. Mark my words. I think Ricky Starks is leaving AEW, and I think he's going to make his way on over to WWE. But that's just me. Anywhoosies, they announced the Great American Bash is going to be a premium live event, like I told you guys. So, the Great American Bash is going to be on Sunday, July 30th. That is 29 days after Monty in the Bank, which is on Saturday, July 1st. So we got a lot. We got a lot going on. A lot of shows. This one is on Sunday, July 30th. So if I said Saturday, I apologize. But it is Sunday, July 30th. And then we have Money in the Bank on Saturday, July 1st. We got a lot going on, baby. And then this coming Friday, we have Roman Reigns' 1,000 days as champion. This is a feat that has not been achieved by any superstar within the modern day or the previous era. Nobody has been champion for 1,000 days. Roman Reigns is the last person to do it. I think it was, let me see, former champion 1,000. Who was the last champion for 1,000 days in WWE? Pedro Morales. It was Pedro Morales. Octavius, Grandpa wants you. So the top 5 champions who have held the championship for 1,000 days are Pedro Morales, John Cena. John Cena's 13 reigns would last an astonishing 1,254 days. But Roman held the title consecutively for 1,000 days. Bob Backlund, he was the champion back in 1978 on a February is when he won it. Bob Backlund held that championship for 2,135 days. They combined his championship title reigns because he technically lost that championship twice. And because those switches were not sanctioned, they aren't acknowledged. So they allowed Bob Backlund's title reign to go up past the 2,100 days. And of course, Hulk Hogan was champion for over 1,000 days. He won the title in 1984, and he ended up losing the championship in the 90s. He left WWE around 1993 for WCW, and then he won and got the title back at Backlash when he beat Triple H and got the championship back, and that continued his reign. But then you have the numero uno, which is Bruno San Martino, and he had the championship for 1,237 days. That was Bruno San Martino's total time as champ. That was his longest streak as champion. His total time as champion was 4,040 days. It is a record in wrestling that no one has ever been able to break, and that is what makes Bruno San Martino one of the most immortalized champions in wrestling history. No one has ever held the championship as long as Bruno San Martino, and I don't think anyone will even come close. Bob Backlund is the only one who's ever come close. His first title reign lasted 2,803 days. Nobody's been able to even come close to that. Roman's the first champion in modern day history to ever even hit an inch of being close to Bruno San Martino's reign. So it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Not wrong. Why is she wrong? Yeah, me too. Bailey has been trying to get Ricky to WWE for a while. I think he's coming. Ricky's gonna save me so we can ride off into the sunset together. Boy, wasn't it San Martino? It was Bruno San Martino. He's the longest reigning champion ever. Like nobody's gonna be able to even. Roman's never gonna be able to hit that mark of 4,000 days. He's gonna go past 1,000 days as champion, of course. Like that's happening, but he's not gonna get past 4,000 days by SummerSlam. If he doesn't drop that title by SummerSlam, I'll be shocked. By WrestleMania of next year, however, yeah, he's not gonna be champion. There'll be nothing. There'll be nothing left to covet. He'll have no more protection. Like Roman's days as champion are numbered, seriously numbered now. With all that being said, though, he's gonna celebrate his 1,000 days on Friday. Um, Alondra said try 28 years. Girl, shut the fuck up. Girl, shut up. Nobody is thinking about you. Time out, try 28 years. Girl, you ain't been champion for 28 years. They barely recognize you as a former champion, child. The hell? Girl, go to hell. Go to hell. Yeah, Alexa Bliss is pregnant. Congratulations to her. I mean, I like to keep my stuff separate, but I did find out about it. I wasn't gonna post about it because it wasn't my business to post about it. That's her baby, her thing. That was a oops pregnancy for her, but she's happy she's pregnant. I'm happy for her. Happy for her and Ryan. Good for y'all. I'm glad y'all having children. Um, but I wasn't gonna make a big thing about it because it's not my business. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm really not. So don't take it personally. I just good for her. I'm happy for her. I'm pretty sure your Justine from the My Rise in WWE 2K23 was based off of her. I'm telling y'all. That's why she get her ass whooped at the end of the game. She could go sit with them so-called tits. Ooh, not so-called tits, honey. Everybody getting pregnant in the WWE. Apparently, they say it's Oscar fault. Everybody keep saying Oscar the reason why everybody keep getting pregnant. Every time somebody cross paths with Oscar, they end up getting pregnant later. And I was like, that's just not true. Like, y'all conspiracy theories are weird. What? Alundra was throwing shade at Trish just some weeks ago, talking about Trish set the woman back in the work she had done. You say that too if nobody was talking about you. Trish did what she had to, just like everybody else. So I'm not gonna say that. They was fine. It does not fit. Y'all will make any shoe fit. This is some motherfucking Cinderella shit. And y'all are wicked stepsisters. Just because you cross paths with Oscar does not mean you're going to get pregnant. Like, relax on that shit. They was trying to say Becky was the first one. I'm like, no, she was not. The last Becky was pregnant before she even went to WrestleMania. And she hadn't crossed paths with Oscar then. So what y'all talking about? Not sure if that was in character or not from her, but it don't really matter. I don't know why she would be in character. She's not working. She's not working. So she don't need to be in character. In character for what? What are you in character for? When's the last time you were working, sis? What I don't know. Becky was pregnant at Mania. That's what I'm saying. Well, one of us got to test the theory. Bitch, test it for what? It doesn't matter. The bitch ain't got a job. That's all I'm saying. Now she's not working. What? She's not. If she is working backstage, we don't know nothing about that. That ain't none of my business. I'm just saying, like, her opinion does not matter to me. I can give less than a fuck what she talking about. Tiffany go cross paths with Oscar. I ain't gonna get pregnant. I've been with Gerard 15 plus years. I ain't got pregnant yet. I don't mind going to sit and talking to Oscar right quick. Like, girl, tell me how you do that face paint. I'm trying to see something for Halloween. I'm gonna be Oscar this year for Halloween. All the pretty girls rock like this. Big Boss Jade. It's giving sour pussy ass. Kenny Jesus. She is a mess. Do not mind Kenny. Laugh out loud. Okay, Tim, ask her for some of that mist. I'm just gonna buy some blue Kool-Aid and put some extra food coloring in it and call it a day. Boom, Tim gonna come back, y'all. Was right. I done got pregnant. I'm not gonna get pregnant. Y'all don't wish that on me. That's rude. Y'all cursing at me and I feel attacked right now. And I don't like it. Now, how dare you assume that I would get pregnant just from crossing paths with a person? Bitch, if that was possible, everybody would be pregnant at this point. Okay? We say that about men. We just looking at men like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. A lot of us would be pregnant right now. Tears especially. She done had Roman baby at least 7 times. Poor Tears. She is infatuated with that man. Oh, that baby gone. That lady would be pregnant. Okay? Going by y'all logic. All the pretty girls rock like this. Walk like this. I said nothing. Wish it on me because I need something to do. Girl, not that. You definitely don't need that. Two says stop the slander. Y'all, I will kiki with y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed because I gotta get up in the morning and get my nephew up, get him washed up tomorrow, and go do my nails, get my nails done and stuff. I will talk to you guys on live tomorrow when we do Freestyle Wednesday. We will talk about everything. Okay, we'll have a little kiki. We're gonna do current events tomorrow. Okay, so we're gonna talk about stuff that is in the news, all over the socials and everything. Stuff that I would probably do on my personal podcast. We're gonna talk about tomorrow. Okay, so come prepared. If you have specific current events that you want to talk about, then you can come and bring it and send it to my inbox and I will put it in my notes and we'll talk about it once I, brush up on the current event that you want me to speak about. Now, if all of y'all send me that damn video of that little boy jumping off that cruise ship because everybody dared him to jump off that cruise ship, I'm not going to talk about that because you know what? I will. I'll talk about that tomorrow. I might even talk about Danae and Danae Jackson and her situation with Derek Jackson because I found that whole podcast to be very interesting and I really want to talk about it. And I'm gonna do my personal podcast about that as well. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do some Am I the Asshole stuff tomorrow as well, so we can have some other stuff to talk about. And we'll cover some wrestling too. I'll leave wrestling open as an open forum for the first hour. And then the second hour, we are going to get into current events. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. Okay? All right. Y'all have a good night. I hope you make it too, Donnie. Okay? You got to be there. Y'all heard what Icy Brazy said. He said, like the video. If you're watching this in the playback, please like, please subscribe, please turn that notification bell on so you know when I go live, and make sure that you share this video so other people can see it and we talk about wrestling and all the other stuff. No, I don't follow her too much. If you want me to talk about certain stuff, just send it to me. Because there are certain things I just don't see, mainly because it doesn't come across my timeline. So I just don't see it. But if you want me to talk about certain stuff, you can send it to the DM and I'll look at it and add it to my notes. Okay? So I will see y'all tomorrow. Outro's about to play. Y'all have a good night. If you have specific wrestling topics you want me to cover tomorrow, have them ready and DM them to me too. And we'll talk about all of that. and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thank y'all so much for being here, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for being a part of my show. Please be sure to check out my wrestling podcast, Down for the Count, with my girls, and of course, the personal podcast with the entertainment, pop culture, and news called the KTT podcast. Like I said before, we have pop culture that we just love to talk about. Okay, pop culture includes any and all celebrity news. I have the Red Rum True Crime series where I talk about all of the stories in the news that have to do with murder and anything very, very high profile in terms of murder. And of course, we have Am I the Asshole Fridays and Twitter stories. That includes my personal recap of the SBC chat and of course some Reddit Am I the Asshole stories that need my advice, honey, because I just love to talk. So, if you love me, please do me a favor, run on over there and follow both of my podcasts, because the wrestling podcast is where it's at when it comes to the wrestling. The girls always got it handled on that front, but y'all, my other podcast is my personal baby, and I really want it to pop off. So go over there and follow both of them. They're both available on Spotify, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in our next